Hey guys. Um, so we're gonna do some more things on my records, but before I do that, I want to show you guys something. Hold on, 1 second. Hold on, Carter. Wait, no, you just stay there. Just stay there. It's okay. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. If you wanna go out. Okay, Carter, open the door. Open the door. All right, thank you. Okay. All right, gotta be super careful with this. We got this made of Dexter. Um, this is it's not really a painting, but it's a we had an artist do this photo for us, and I really like how it turned out, and I'm really glad we got this in his memory. Now I'm gonna bring it back downstairs. I'll put it I'll put it right here for now, and I'll bring it back downstairs once we're done with this video. All right. Okay. All right. Now let's get started. Okay. All right. Okay. Get started now. Okay. This is Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. This is actually the only Miles Davis album that I own. This is my favorite album of the 1950s, probably. And a lot of people consider this to be the greatest jazz album ever made. Personally, not in my opinion, but some people do. I personally actually prefer Bitches Brew over this. But this is still a pretty good album, though. I just saw it at Target and just thought I'd get it. It's a really good album. It's very relaxing and stuff like that. But anyways, let me see here. Oh, I already did that one. Okay, this is Music Has the Right to Children by Boards of Canada. They are a Scottish electronic music group. And actually, if you come over here, I don't know if you see on my turntable, it says Boards of Canada. That sticker came with it. Okay, if you can see that. And they're an IDM group, and IDM is the same genre as Aphex Twin. And Aphex Twin and this group this duo are probably the most well known in the IDM scene. And they're a duo, they're brothers in the group. And this is a really, really cool album. It has a lot of really psychedelic stuff in it. And like some people might find it to be a bit eerie, I guess you can kind of say. I can maybe see some people maybe finding some of the interludes to be kind of creepy, but I find the music sound very cool personally for me. Okay, let me see here. Okay, this is Prowler in the Yard by Pig Destroyer, and this is probably one of the darker albums that I own. This is a grindcore album, and this is kind of regarded as one of the greatest grindcore albums ever made. Let me see here. I actually prefer Terrifier over this one, but this is still a really good album too. And this is actually a concept album too. It has some really great lyrics in it. It's very heavy. A lot of songs on this, but it's not very long. And then that's the record. And the guitar work on this is really, really good. Some of my favorite guitar work is by this group, actually. And Scott Hill's really, really good guitarist. The drumming's really good too. Alright, this one is Cheetah by Aphex Twin, and this is one of my least favorite records I own, probably. I mean, I got this because I love Aphex Twin so much. This EP is okay, but he made it on a synthesizer, like some kind of Cheetah synthesizer, I think it's called. That's why it's called Cheetah. And the cover is kind of a parody of the synthesizers, like a package or something like that. And I don't know, it's not one I really see myself returning to anytime soon. It has some nice, pretty sounds on it, though, I would say. But the music video for I forgot the name of it. Hold on, let me see here. Yeah, Circle on 3. Yeah, the music video for Circle on 3, actually is really. I thought this was so cool. So, there's a kid named Ryan Wire, and he was a fan of Aphex Twin, and he made a bunch of videos on him. He was a young kid from Ireland, and Aphex Twin contacted him and asked if he wanted to direct a music video for this song, Circle on 3 from the CP, and he did it. And I just thought it was so cool that he did that. And I actually went and contacted Ryan, and he actually watches my videos too. He might actually be watching this one. So if you're watching this, Ryan, I think you're awesome, and I think you have a lot of potential to do great stuff in the future. And that's it for the Cheetah EP. But let's see here. Okay. This one's Splendor and Misery by Clipping. And if you ever heard of Clipping, if you know who Dobby Diggs is from Hamilton, he's an actor too. He's the vocalist of this group. And they're an experimental hip hop group from California. And this is actually a concept album. And I actually think that Clipping is a highly underrated group. I feel like they've gotten better after each release. They have some really nice packaging too. They're a really great group. And this is my second favorite release by them. I think their new album from last year, There Existed an Addiction to Blood, is their best. But this is a really good album too. And this is my second favorite release they did. I'm really excited to see what they can do in the future too, because this group just keeps getting better and better, in my opinion. I don't even know if they can even talk There Existed an Addiction to Blood, because David is a fantastic lyricist, and he's a really good MC, and some really interesting production too. And I don't know, there's some people don't like this group. I never really understood the hate this group might get, but I love this group personally. But that's just me. All right. Okay, this one is Fat of the Land by The Prodigy, and I mainly wanted to get this because, unfortunately, the vocalist of this group committed suicide. I got this album, I think, soon after that happened, or maybe I might be wrong, but this is a hardcore EDM album. And this album actually got some pretty big commercial success with songs like Smack My Bitch Up and what is it called? There's Firestarter, I think it's pretty big, and let's see. Breathe, yeah, that's a good song. Breathe, it's a pretty good song too. But yeah, they're from England, and they're a big beat, which is an EDM style of music, and they're 90s EDM. But yeah, this is a really good album though. Anyways, let's go into some more. Here, grab 1 second. Okay, this one is At Folsom Prison by Johnny Cash. This is one of my favorite live albums. This is actually my favorite country album too. And with this album, Johnny Cash recorded a bunch of songs at a prison, at Folsom Prison. He did a concert there, and it was recorded. And I don't think he did. Maybe I think some of the songs might have been new, but a lot of them are covers, and some of them were some of his own songs. But this is my favorite release by Johnny Cash, and it's really entertaining live album too, and really well recorded. It's kind of interesting hearing the audience when he talks about something that happens to be violent. The whole audience will cheer because they're criminals, you know. But I thought the Glenn Shirley thing, playing a song he wrote at the end, I thought that was really sweet. And then I kind of learned Glenn Shirley kind of did something kind of disturbing after he was released. And I don't really want to go into that, but this is Dummy by Portishead, and this is widely considered to be one of the greatest electronic music albums ever made. It's a trip hop album, and a lot of people kind of consider this to be the kind of masterpiece of trip hop. And I can definitely see why, but I actually kind of prefer their album Third over this one, and I actually like Mezzanine. Well, actually, Perdition City by Ulver. If you can consider that to be a trip hop album, that's my favorite trip hop album. And my second favorite is Mezzanine by Massive Attack. And a third isn't really it's more of an experimental rock album, an electronic music album. But yeah, this is a really, really great album though. It's one of my favorite electronic music albums of the 90s. And Glory Box is one of my favorite songs of the 90s too. This is a really good album though. It's pretty easy to get into. Trip hop isn't a very difficult genre to really get into, I wouldn't think. One thing I heard a lot of people will play this album while having sex to it, because I don't know, I've heard that like trip hop music kind of in general is kind of a genre a lot of people have sex to, I've heard. This is kind of bending a bit of it. No, that's not good. But this is In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. They are Louisiana indie rock group. This is kind of one of the most recognized albums in Mew. The album's kind of become somewhat of a meme in recent years. You probably, even if you're not into music, you've probably seen this cover because it's in a lot of memes. And I remember when I was obsessed with this album. I listened to it so much. This is one of the first like really, really big not classical, but like I don't know, like what is it? The one out of the 4chan kind of obsessed albums I was really able to get into really quickly. Maybe that's not good to kind of call it that, but I don't listen to this as much as I used to, but I still like this album a lot. But I haven't listened to it in a while. Maybe I will at some point. But it's just still a pretty good album though, and one of the best indie rock albums of the 90s. Okay, we'll do one more, and then we'll give it a rest. So let's do one more. Okay, this one is In a Beautiful Day Out in the Country by Boards of Canada, and I've shown you, this is an EP. This is an EP that came out after that Music Has the Right to Children. This came out, like, I don't know how long after, but it came out. It came out in between their album GeoGaddy and Music Has the Right to Children. This one was in the middle of it, I think. So, now this one is actually a lot deeper than people might actually kind of make it out to be, because believe it or not, this actually, even though it's an instrumental EP, you wouldn't really know this kind of getting into this, but there's actually a really, really dark concept behind this, because the inspirations for this EP were inspired by this religious cult. I really forgot what it all was, but it was inspired by this religious cult where the priests kind of prompted some kind of false religion with Christianity, but he was also a sex offender, and he manipulated a bunch of children into having sex with them, and it was a cult. And I don't know, it was that crime story was kind of an inspiration for this EP, I believe, but I didn't know that until kind of looking more into it. But the line "In a Beautiful Place Out in the Country," that's a line taken from a scene in like one of the documentaries, and Amo Bishop Rodin is the name of the wife of the person who ran it, I think. Maybe it's, I don't know, I don't remember which, but there was some other person who was kind of a rival with. But that's kind of it, guys. That's kind of it. And I feel like I'm doing a bit better. And I still really, really miss Dexter, but I feel like I'm doing better, and I hope you guys are doing fine too. And that's kind of it. Thank you guys. Bye.